Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Data Toolkit. My name is Sakshi and in today's tutorial we will learn about the Databricks interview questions real-time scenarios part 2. So let's discuss. I have made these questions and answer in very easy words guys, very easy sentence. So let's understand how does Azure Databricks differ from Apache Spark. So Azure Databricks is cloud managed platform built on Apache Spark. Compared to Spark, Databricks don't have to create and control cluster manually, but in Apache Spark we have to create it manually. In Databricks, the cluster are managed, scale automatically, and they have an easy integration with Azure tools such as Data Lake and Power BI. Next question, what are the types of cluster in Azure Databricks? When would you use interactive cluster versus job cluster? So this is very easy. You can say interactive cluster are used for development, debugging and running notebooks manually. We can use the interactive cluster when you are exploring data or developing new notebook or the notebook. For example, testing new ETL logic. Then job cluster are created automatically when a job runs and terminated afterward. So you can use the job cluster when running the scheduled production jobs. And for example, daily data pipeline that load the data into Azure Data Lake. So you can say into the interview like what is the difference between the interactive clusters and the job cluster. You can give this example and uses. Move to the next question. What is the Databricks job and how can it handle or the schedule for recurring tasks? A Databricks job is an approach to scheduling the execution of notebooks, scripts and the jars. It is widely used for the automation of the ETL or the data processing or machine learning tasks. For repeat the task scheduling, Databricks offer inbuilt scheduler that allow you to specify the frequency, for example hours, daily, or use the cron expression. It is also possible to set retries, notification, timeouts for the higher reliability. Move to the next slide. What is the process of autoscaling in the Databricks cluster and what are its key benefit and drawback? So this is the common interview questions, what are the autoscaling. But sometimes they will also ask you the benefit and drawbacks. So you can simply say autoscaling of Databricks automatically scale the number of work node in the cluster depending on the workload. So it is scaled out when the demand grows and it is scaling during the ideal time to save the cost and the performance. Then benefits, we can pay for the resources used only. Then all resources are distributed dynamically according to the demand. We no need to adjust manual scaling. The drawbacks, it may provide additional resources than required, result in incurring high costs. There is delay when adding the new nodes which can also affect the performance during such a period. Move to the next slide. So what best practices do you follow to optimize the Databricks cluster uses and spending? So I have written the 9 features guys. So you don't need to tell everything. 3-4 points is also sufficient into the interview. So you can say them like enable auto scaling. So we already discussed about the auto scaling. Whenever there is a workload, it will automatically scale out and scale in. Then use the cluster policy. We can limit the cluster size to avoid the overspending to set the automatic shutdown for ideal clusters. Then enable auto termination. We can set the 30-minute or the 15 minutes time whenever the cluster is inactive or it is not in use. Then optimize cluster size. We can choose the right cluster size to match the workload needs. Avoid too many or too few resources. Then utilize spot instance. Use the spots instance for non-critical job to save the cost as they are cheaper than non-demand instance. Next is the monitor cost. We can use the Databricks cost manage tool to track the spending, set budgets and receive the alerts for unexpected charges. Then we can also optimize the data storage. We can use the Data Lake for cost-effective data storage and faster query with ACID transactions. We can also use the built-in features like Photon Engine if we enable the Photon Engine for the faster performance and cost saving. Then optimize data workflow. It is used for streamlined data processing to reduce the unnecessary compute usage and minimize the cost. So these practices is the best practices to optimize the Databricks cluster usage and spending. Next question, how does the Databricks workflow feature simplify orchestration? How does it compare to using other orchestration like air workflow or Airflow? So you can simply say Databricks workflows make it easy to build and schedule data pipeline directly in Databricks. You can create multi-setup jobs, set the task dependency and schedule them without needing any extra tool. Compared to the Airflow, workflow are easier to set up and use the inside Databricks, but Airflow is better for more complex workflow that connect too many different systems. Next question, what is the Databricks workspace? So you can simply say a Databricks workspace is a place where team can write code, run the database job and work together on the data projects. It lets you create the notebooks, manage the data and use tools for analytics and machine learning, everything in one place. So this is the most common interview question in the Databricks. Next question, can Databricks be managed through PowerShell? So answer is you can't manage Databricks directly by using the PowerShell. It does not support, but you can use the CLI or API in the Databricks. Next question, is it possible to integrate Databricks with Azure Notebooks? So answer is yes, you can use the Databricks along with Azure Notebooks. It is possible to generate and organize your source code files using Azure Databricks and after that push them to the Azure Notebooks. Next question, what is the DataFrame in Databricks? This is also the most common interview question. So you can simply say a data frame in Databricks is distributed collection of data organized into rows and columns, similar to a table in database, and it is processing large dataset efficiently. Next question is, what are the different types of widgets available in Databricks? So you can simply say there are the many widgets like text widgets, drop down widgets, combo box widgets and multi-select widgets. And you can also tell them the use of each widgets. For example, text widgets is used to enter the text value. Drop down widgets is list of the option you can choose one from. Then combo box widget, it let you either pick up from a list or type your own value, or it's a mix of the text box and the drop down. Then in multi-select widgets, it allows you to pick up more than one option from the list. Next question and the last question for this part 2, that is, how do you manage different version of data in Delta Lake? So you can simply say by using the Delta time travel to view or restore data from a specific point in time. So in this way guys, you can prepare for the Databricks interview questions. So if you feel this video is informative, please like, comment and share my video. Thank you for watching. Keep growing and learning.